Good morning. I bought one of these. It's no good. It's no good. What a bloody pain in the ass. I mean, it was only $1. I let it cool down a little bit, I think. Good morning. Good morning. I'm guessing most of you saw Dan's video on BitChute yesterday. And I'm guessing a fair amount of you saw my video about Dan's video. Dan, for those of you who don't know, Dawn Browning, thank you for the donation, Dawn. What a sad day, read Dan the man. She means the iconoclast. I'm more gutted about that than I am about the fried erection. Well, look, we're not going to gossip about Dan on this video. He's a friend of mine, but I will say a couple of things that I think need saying. I read a lot of the comments on his video. Most of the comments on my video, I think understood the point. Thank you, Dawn. Much appreciated. Well, Dan put a video on BitChute because he can't go on YouTube. I can't even link to him. I can't link to his video on YouTube. That's what one of my strikes was for. When I put all my videos in private, deleted all the ones that I know you can't talk about anymore, and then re-uploaded a load, the warning and the strike I got was for linking to Atheism is Unstoppable in one video, the one where I had him on the channel. You can have him on, but you're not allowed to link to him. And the other one was me linking to an iconoclast video. Yeah, got a strike for that. So I couldn't even link to his video in my thing. You can talk about him. You can rip his. I think he'll be all right about me using his intro just once. It was a doff of the cap rather than I'll use his video. I'm sure he realizes that. Yes, it's called a flask. It's a thermos. It's not a brand thermos, but I am going to get another one because I've just realised that once you put water in it, this doesn't. Well, it's all right. I'm just sick of having a cup of tea sitting here when I do a stream, and 20 minutes later, I haven't drunk any of it, and it's all freezing cold. No, Dan, it wasn't about that. Dan could have easily made an income from BitChute. There's loads of revenue streams on the internet. That isn't what it's about. Let me do the housekeeping, and me and Dan and Hugh, obviously, we spoke about this yesterday. It was nice of him to tell us first, because if I'd have, I can imagine me being here like 4 o'clock in the morning. I watched Death Wish 2 yesterday. No, Death Wish 3, was it? I can't remember. I would have, if I'd have seen that video and he hadn't have said something, I'd have thought I was tripping or something. But we had a little chat about it. I'm not promising you inside information, but there's some things that he made sense. We'll get to it in a minute. Let's get the housekeeping done. However, Dan has pretty much done what I've done. In a way, we'll get there in a minute, and he said it in the video, and I said it in my video. I said it in my video. Like, my channel isn't what it was 6 months ago, is it? I don't do what I'd done 6 months ago. I don't do what I'd done a year ago. This channel, I mentioned it yesterday. Peculiarly. Oh my God, how do you say it? Peculiar. I can't say it. Let me get the word up and I'll see if I can work it out. Can't even spell it. Right, here we go. Peculiarly. That ain't right, is it? Yeah, Westo's broken it up into 2 for me. Peculiarly. Peculiarly. You know what I mean. Yeah, weirdly. There you go. Weirdly, I've already said in my stream. We'll get to it anyway. No, we're not going to dedicate this stream to gossiping about a friend of mine. I will say a few things for about 5 minutes though, and then we'll talk about change, and we'll talk about time, and we'll talk about the sadness of time and the sadness of change. You know, as someone who's quite of an advanced vintage, and because I know the numbers of my audience, the biggest viewer group here is 35 to 45. So there's people in here who know all about change. They know all about that jarring sort of nostalgic feeling that you get when something changes and you don't want it to, because your world becomes different, and you don't want your world to become different. You want your world to stay as much as the same in some respects, if you understand me. I'm not talking about on a sort of a national level. I'm talking about in terms of your own relationships. You know, they're the big ones, aren't they? It's like when your missus says, I think I'm bored with this, and you're like, what? or the opposite, I want to get married and have kids. You know, any of those individual changes, they're the hard ones in life. You know, when a friend of yours dies, when a friend of yours moves. I can remember being a kid and my best friend at school one day said, yeah, we're moving. Oh, what do you mean you're moving? Yeah, mum and dad want to go down to the Medway area. And when you're like 7 years old, that's a world away. Yeah, but hang on. You come around my house every morning and me and you go down the woods. What do you mean you're moving? What? I remember crying myself to sleep. I remember literally crying myself to sleep because my best friend was moving, and he did. His sister watches this stream sometimes. He came round my house, the kid I'm talking about, because obviously we've kept in touch. Well, I say obviously, some people don't, but you know, he came round my house a few months ago, started talking to my mum. He started crying just because of how long they'd known each other. There's that thing to do with time again. You know, it's emotional stuff. It is emotional stuff. I'm sorry this stream is late. It wasn't because I made that video yesterday when Dan told us. I wanted to make it while I was still in the emotion, so I had something to share with you. But I nearly didn't stream today. The combination of being up all night writing and the bloody noise. Oh my gosh. Rags ain't even in Twitch. Who's looking after the no one over there? Right, let's get the grift on. Let's get some minimum. What? Let's get some minimum wage action on this Saturday morning. People, remember it's Saturday morning. Not bad at all, eh? Hello, not a piano key. Been a while. Hello, Illuminatus. Sold a couple of Kindles, did you? Yeah, this argument came up yesterday, Illuminatus. People were saying you can buy it, and I was saying you can't. It's Kindle only. They wouldn't have it though. Oh, this is where Google are going to tell me there's some unusual activity. I did actually see your email, Illuminatus. Sorry I didn't reply to it. I've got about 80 emails at the moment to go through, and I've just been ignoring it for a while because I've been busy with work. Sorry, Google have observed some unusual activity. Of course they have. Of course they have. My computer's stopped. I'm going to put the fan on, the above fan. It helps keep the computer a bit cooler. Right, hopefully that'll be all right. All right, that's that done. That's that done. Oh, come on, Google, don't. Wouldn't it be lovely when Google's dead? All empires come to an end. The way we compute, the technology we use, the software, the hardware, that'll all change. And there'll be a time when we all see it. When we all see the disappearance of Google. Beautiful, wouldn't it? I mean, you know, I'll probably, if I survive, I'll be in my 80s. It ain't going to happen this week, I can assure you. But What a thing it'll be. And there'll be all the new young bucks, all the new nation proud young bucks coming up with the new technologies. Let's try this one. Browning. Right, we've been here before. All right, people, on this glorious Saturday morning, you can support this channel using the super chat function, which is the $ just in the corner down there. Alternatively, you can use Entropy, link in the description. If you need the Entropy link later, you can ask me and I'll happily provide it. I'm quite happy to stream twice a day because people do throw a few quid at the stream, and so that's worked out nicely. There you go. Why are we getting Fs? Have I disappeared? Am I here? So old Trump has been banned from Twitter. Trump has been banned from Facebook. Didn't take them long, did it? As if that'll bother him. As if Trump won't set up a media company. There you go. Has he done it? Has he already started a Parler account? There you go. Of course he would have done. Should have done it sooner, but you know, in a way, banned him from Twitch. Good Lord. Hello, Cecil. Hello, mega love. Shout out to everyone here. Nice one. Yeah, likewise, Alfred. I don't know if you saw my video, but yeah. Yeah, I was upset when he told us. It would appear the funny thing is about that, my friend, is you're not joking. I'm going to help you with this, Lark. It's going to take time, though. You're going to need some time, but it can be done. People who don't know what I'm talking about, apologies, you will in about 5 seconds. So yesterday I shielded Illuminatus's, I can't talk today, peculiarly Illuminatus is. I shielded his book that he's got on Amazon on here, and he was very grateful for that. And he's just dropped me an Entropy, and he says, hang on, and he says, here's my marketing budget for the year, well spent. Thank you, mate. A cockle, a European cockle, no less. But man, you've got to market those books. What a terrible shame. I've read more of that one. I've read more of that Mythocide. Well written book, absolutely quality within the genre. Market them, you sell them. That's it. And as you know, you've only got to get 1,000 fans. That ain't hard. Look what PA have done on a budget of next to nothing. They're a brand now. Anyway, we'll get on to that another time. Chrissy. Thank you, Chrissy. He says, good morning, Chris and Scrubs. Gab is not only going strong, but they've recently released Gab TV. I felt a bit sorry for Gab, actually, because they all got behind Parler. Everyone got behind Parler. Well, why didn't they get behind Gab? Because Gab has really, Gab really made the effort, and everyone got behind Parler. History Bro says, very sad, disappointing about Dan. We need warriors like him more than ever. Now, right, wait here. Right, let's get into this. First thing, I'm not going to gossip about my friend, but this is the thing. It is sad. If you haven't seen my video, bro, I was well sad. I made that video when he told us yesterday. As soon as he told us, I made that video. I wanted you to see how sad I was. Wanted to share that with you. But he makes some very interesting points. He makes some really interesting points. Look, I haven't only got my YouTube channel. I've got my business that I've been building up for the last 20 years. I want to write full time. I've got about 5 books of short stories ready to be written. I'm thinking of paying someone else to transcribe them, so that I can just get them out. I've already told the stories. There's hundreds of hours of it on YouTube, so I can potentially set up a revenue stream there. What I think the point that Dan was making was he said pretty much everything he had to say. Why just keep flogging that horse? What he wants to do, he wants to make his life successful. And then when he's successful as a person, he might set up a media company. And then no one can shut him down. Then he's got his own power. And look, and he said this to me yesterday. He said, your channel is changed. You know, fair enough, Dan doesn't want to do what I'm doing now. But this channel's changed. This isn't the channel it was 3 years ago, 2 years ago. This channel is about personal growth. This channel is about how you dress, looking after yourself. We're going to do some stretching. It's about acceptance, about gratitude. It's about setting up revenue streams. It's about being successful, because that's what we need to do. This is where we are now. And I think he made some good points. I think it's quite unhealthy, people who just wake up, they watch some really miserable content that tells them how bad everything is. That's not getting them out into the world. They're not turning into warriors. They're turning into depressed people. You know, round here, we get people off drinking drugs. I think watching a lot of that really sad, you know, we know this is going on. We know the situation. But just sitting there letting it drive you mad, I think we're past that stage. And that's why this channel's changed. And when I said to Dan yesterday, I don't want to discuss things that he said when he's not here, but to paraphrase, he said that to me. He said, you're not doing the same thing as you were. No, it wasn't that argumentative. That really sounded like it was, but he's right. You know, I've changed what I'm doing. I want you people to be successful. I want you people to be strong. I want you to be independently wealthy. I want you to set up revenue streams. I want you to present yourself well. I want you to come away from bad habits and bad behaviors that are damaging. That's what this channel is. And Dan wants to go out and Dan wants to become successful. And you know, if all our people were independently wealthy and successful, we're a lot stronger as a unit than loads of people who are wage labor slaves. There's options here. And he said that in his video, you know. While he's making videos, and you know, he said himself on his video on BitChute, he could make a decent living doing this, but his head's always in the guillotine. Yeah, it's always in the guillotine. It'll only take another article in the Daily Mail or the Telegraph or whatever, the Times, Mirror, and then he's got people on his doorstep, and that's proper stressing, all that. Now he can handle it. When I was in the Times, I was pissed. I thought, this is a fucking liberty. Daring to try and pretend I'm what, you know, they sandwiched me amongst terrorists for obvious reasons. On Hope Not Hate on Twitter said, from operating from my base in Cambodia. You know, it's bullshit. So he wants to make a success of himself. And he'll actually, I'm telling you now, if Dan makes a success of himself, it'll be more use to our people than if he carries on making the same old videos. That's a fact. Rico Suave, cutting out a man's tongue only says you can't argue with what he's saying. No, for sure. I mean, you know, this is, I think the last 3 years have shown that they're not interested in debating us. They're not. They know they can't debate us. They're flailing around. They've overreached. The internet's arrived. They've lost their propaganda wing. So censorship is all they've got left before they start shooting. You know, this is a fact. It's peculiar, really. Sorry, people. I just think I might have missed one by Mr. Margin Walker. Thank you, Mr. Suave, though. Appreciate it. Zen Maverick says, I thought this channel was about how to wear a towel and hanging tables. Well, you know, it does that, but it does that passively. You know, that's just messages. Pete makes a great point. They want us depressed. They want us addicted. They want us atomized. We can't win if we do what they want. No, exactly. What we need to do is make successes of our lives. You know, it's good stuff. Good stuff. And we come here every day. We come here twice a day and talk about how we can make our lives better. Fantastic. That's the last thing they want. They can put up with content. They can put up with that. They don't want people improving their lives. The powers that be have never wanted that. That has been history's perennial displeasure of the elites. Margin Walker, good morning. Writing today or taking the day off is a good question, actually. I've got to get my hair cut. Girlfriend comes over tomorrow, so I've got to get my hair cut. I've got to tidy the place up. But I might write this evening. You know, there's so much work to do. There really is. You know, and again, I've said, February. Yeah. It's already the 9th of January. I'll probably end up writing tonight. Maybe 3 hours. Maybe I'll get the stream done, do 3 hours, and then 2 a.m. I can't go to bed too late, not if she's coming over, because I'll be like, yeah. And it upsets her because she thinks I never sleep. And there's a reason for her thinking that. Thank you very much. And thank you for the doff of the cap to hello there, Mr. Walker. Hello, Priata. Hello, Sally Ann. All right, Alfred. I think so too. You know what? I saw him make a channel here. He said he might do some streams. Then he sort of set up a D Live and give it a go. And I just thought, I remember thinking, nah, this is a fella. This is a fella who's done in this environment. He'll go out there. He'll make something of his life, and he'll get some power. And come on, man, the geezer was given like 5 years of his life. You know, those videos he made used to take him 5 or 6 days to make a video. Mine don't. Mine take how long it takes me to talk. My actual video is the same as my streams. I stick a little bit at the beginning. I stick a little subscribe now at the end. Bob's your uncle. But that's why I had 20,000 subs and he had 200,000. Did you hear what I said on my video? If I remember rightly, and I said it in the video, I think I'm right. YouTube sent him a silver plaque at 100,000 subscribers. What a thing. Margin Walker. Idea for site e-commerce. Trivago for animal products. I don't even know what Trivago is. Which would suggest you might be asking the wrong person. What is Trivago? You'll have to tell me what Trivago is. All I'm getting is German transnational technology company. Oh, okay. Oh, hang on, what? It's not my field at all, mate. It's not my field at all. But animal products, what startup money have you got? Because you're competing with big companies. One of the scrubs wrote to me the other day thinking about setting up a business selling wet shave foam. And, you'll make a few quid, but you've got to, if you're going to set up a business, you've got to think about scalability, right? You've got to think about at what level can you go in, right? This is really important. At what level can you go in and be successful enough for it to grow at a rate where you can scale it? That's what you've got to think about, scalability. Colin Bastable says, best thing to invest in is gold. Not really. Gold is incredibly long-term investment and will almost certainly go down Why is gold the best thing to invest in? The best thing to invest in is a multitude of things. If you're going to gamble with your money, which precious metals investing is, spread your bets. Just spread your bets. Well, Priata says there's no scalability in making shoes. Well, are you sure about that? Because have you seen Crockett and Jones, how much money they're making? Have you seen? Yeah, I don't know about that, Mr. Priata. I think Crockett and Jones, a little family business that set up in Northampton about 150 years ago. Let's see how much they're worth. According to Crockett and Jones Limited, latest financial report submitted in 2019, the company has total assets of 33 million, working capital of 22 million, and EBI TDA of 4 million. Yeah, skin. Assets of 33 mil, working capital of 22 mil, 4 shops on German Street. I think you might be wrong there, Mr. Priata. You just think, if you're thinking of a business, just think about the scalability. You need something that's going to make you enough money to continue growing your business. That's it. You can go in at the bottom. You can go in at the bottom. You don't need hundreds of thousands of pounds. You can go in at the bottom and you can sell 20 units in a week. But that 20 units has got to pay for you to live if you haven't got any other money. It's got to pay for new stock. It's got to pay for you to be able to expand a little bit and then repeat the process. So it's a question of scalability and maintaining that line. It's incredible, really, isn't it, that they just dumped Trump, and they must have hated Trump, Facebook and Twitter. Look, they hated him. They hated the fact that one of the most interesting and engaging people on their platform was the president. Look how much they absolutely hated him. Mr. Margin Walker. Yeah, I just saw that, but I don't know anything about it. I don't. The problem is, Margin, while I appreciate your another donation, I'm in marketing. Look, I'm looking over the top of it, which is symbolic of the truth of the condition, and I don't know about it. I've never known about it. Affiliate marketing business model, meta search engine that sends people to the cheapest hotels in town they want to travel to. I was thinking about this, but for pet owners looking for cheap products for their pets. So hang on. So I understand affiliate marketing. Where I still don't understand what you're going to do. You don't have to send another donation. Just put it in the chat. Where are you going to be marketing pet products? Just tell me that. What is your site? Where are you going to be putting these adverts? Why is that? Elfrid says Parler are now under threat. What? Because they're Nazis. I mean, as a guess. There you go, Mr. Dog. And now they literally did as well. It's a beautiful story, people. Trenton and Heath, right? They're a couple of brothers. They gave up. One of them was a teacher and one of them had a job in the city, earning big money, working for a big corporation. And what he done, he saw that people were there were companies that would come to the business and take everyone's suits, they'd collect them from the floor, and then dry clean their suits and bring the suits back the next day. And Trenton noticed that their shoes were looked like death. They were getting their suits dry cleaned, but there was no one doing their shoes. So he set up a little business where they collected everyone's shoes, polished them, and then took them back to them at the offices the next day. Him and his mother and his father and his brother were up all night polishing shoes in their garage. And now they've got a very successful YouTube channel. They've got a very successful shoe repair shop. They're probably going to have about 4 or 5 more in the next 10 years. It's a fantastic story, Trenton and Heath. Go and check them out on YouTube. There's a video about how they done it. There's a video about how they set their business up and what they did. It's a great story. Priata, thank you, mate. I meant it's one thing to have a skill and quite another thing to run a business that monetizes that skill. Certainly, without a doubt. And what tends to happen is people who've got the business now, they find the people with the skills to do the work, and they run the businesses. But we live in an age where there's so much communication, there's so much information. It's not that difficult to run a business, really. You provide a product or a service and you do it at a profit. That's it. Thank you, Edward, for the donation. Someone's telling me that Apple have removed. Hello, Dave. Someone's telling me that Apple have removed. It's gone from Google Play. Set your own. If you don't like it over here, set up your own social media. Yeah. And then make it so no one can get to it. First sip out of this, I might burn my mouth off. Sort of all right. Set up your own. If you don't like it, if you don't like the rules, set up your own. Well, Gab's not on Google Play. Gab's not on the Apple Store. They're on BitChute. They're trying to take BitChute down. Oh, if you don't like your own, if you don't like ours, take down your own. Shocking. They're awful people, aren't they? There you go. Look, Pip reckons that the Parler app's already gone from the iStore. He's an unpleasant piece of work, isn't he? Jack Dorsey. What an unconvincing bastard he is. He spends his time going out to Malaysia meditating and all that. Yeah, you're shit. Let me tell you, Dorsey, you're damage to society. Dorsey, you hurt people. You make people's lives worse. You can sit around in the Padmarsan pose as long as you want, but you make people's lives worse. You're an arsehole. How about that? With your stupid haircut and your silly beard, you're an arsehole. You create friction. You create hatred. You talk about hate speech. You make people hate each other. You don't let people organise in in ways that would make life better. Quite frankly, you horrible little shit. I can't stand him. Yeah, it's like that other mug. It's like that other, what's his? I can't even remember his name. The Facebook bloke. What number? He stole that business as well. He stole that business. It wasn't even his. Yes, Kim. That's what we're talking about. And Facebook. Westo says, "Did you take the bit of paper out first? I forgot once. I had it overnight, but there was a sticker on it saying it contains lead that can poison you or something. So I might change it." That didn't seem particularly encouraging. Hello, Piers Lord Phillips. I have a veterinarian mate who has used a loophole to sell animal meds to his vet colleagues. I know nothing about the business, but I love the name. Animal Farm is brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. There you go. Look at that. There's someone who had a skill in veterinary medicine who's realised that there's a business there. There's something he can do. He can provide a different product and service. Nice one, Piers Lord Phillips. Animal farmers cheered me up no end. I wonder if we can find it. It might be internal. I imagine there's quite a few of them. There's a couple. There's one in Pembroke. Animal farm. Yeah, there's a couple of them. A few people have gone for that. Right, I've got a little video for you. Oh, have I? I'm not sure actually. I have got a video. I have got a video for you. Hang on a moment. It's not long. I'm going to credit this. Mr. Piers Lord Phillips. Did I thank you for that cockle? Thank you for the donation, mate. Appreciate it. I think Rag sent me this. If I'm wrong, can someone in the chat tell me who sent me the Kurt Russell talking about Mandom Bronson? Who sold me the link of Kurt Russell talking about Charlie Bronson? Listen, while we're waiting for that, listen, people, all I've ever said about this business, Lark, is if you live in a nation of European descent, New Zealand, Canada, Australia, Europe, you are in a position where there is so much money floating around, you just need to direct a little bit of it to you, and it can be done quite easily. It takes work, takes effort, takes time, takes dedication, but, you know, can be done, and that makes us stronger. That makes us stronger as a people. All right, so no one's going to claim it, and Rags ain't here, so it probably was Rags. Right, check this up. Check this up. There you go, Alfred. That's pretty much what I'm saying. And I sent out plenty of links to entrepreneur forums. And I tell you this, if you go to those entrepreneur forums, start reading stories, and there's no one way of setting up a business. There's no one way, and there's no right way. There's the way you do it, right? There's the way you do it. And if you go to those forums and it excites you reading about them, then you can make it happen. Then if it excites you, you're the right person for the job. Philip Swain is growing a business now. Excellent, excellent, Philip. Brilliant. Well, Stephen, I get your point, but the point is, actually, you make a very good point, because if we're accumulating wealth, other people aren't. If that money's coming to us, it's not available for other people, so to speak. Grego, I've done it all the other day. Listen, Grego, just go to Google, type in entrepreneur forums, and you'll be recommended loads. You'll find things like top 10 entrepreneur forums, top 20. Just go and have a browse, and don't pay. You don't need to pay for any. If they're asking you for money, ignore. But you'll find loads. There's loads out there. No, I know you were, Stephen. I know you were, but you actually made a fair point. You that's why I said it. You actually made a fair point. If we're taking money, if we're accumulating wealth, it's not available for other people, and we're better placed in our own nations to do it because we've got better cultural ties. Do you understand? If you're a visitor to a nation, you're not so well placed because you don't understand the culture so much. You don't understand the people so much. Right, we're going to watch a little video now. It is Saturday. We are all sad about Dan, but we all do communally wish him well on his way. The man has done more than most. And you know what? I will say something. It's a fucking toxic environment at the moment. The amount of shit. I have met some of the worst people I've ever met in the nationalist scene. I have. Some of the shit I have had for my whole time here. Now, I've also met some of the loveliest people. And it's going to be like that in most human groups. But, you know, good Lord, he's put up with a lot. Wriggles giving a donation, but I can't bloody see it. Riggs, what's happened to it? Don't tell me the chat stopped working. No, the chat stopped working. Go on, thanks YouTube. Now, recently when this has happened, it's come back. I'm going to refresh it, okay? I will be gone for a couple of seconds, but it would appear the chat has gone. Although it has come back recently. Wriggle, don't worry, mate. I've got your donation on Entropy. I can see it. I'm going to play the video and the chat might come back anyway. So let's have a look at this video before I do any of this refreshing lark. It's only 3 minutes long. Oh, there's another one. This could get me in trouble, though, if there's too many. Has Dub Power's donation woken it up? Don't worry, I can still see your donations. Nah, I'm going to refresh, okay, people? So I'll see you in 1 second. Well, about 10. Ta-da. Oh, now they're all gone. Right, so this is where I've got to make this poxy video, okay? So, sorry, people. Let me make this video. I've got to make this video to show YouTube because they said we can't do anything unless you send us a video. Right, so. Right, let's make this video. Right, start recording. Let me get rid of that border. Don't need my silly purple border, do I? Sorry about this, people. Very boring. Right. Okay, let's go. Start recording. Hello there, YouTube headquarters. As you can see there, that's the StreamYard. That's where all the YouTube comments should be. Now I can show you the actual. I can show you the actual YouTube page that's running live now. The video's running live now. I can show you, and there's no comments there either, which is not great. So look, can you see all the YouTube comments? There's plenty there. Don't say silly things, people. Right, so you see all that there, but then when I go to my StreamYard, there's none there. And yes, I have refreshed it. I've done all that. I've tried different browsers. I've tried different internet connections. So that's the problem I've been having lately. This is about the 5th time it's happened in the last week. Okay, thank you. And we're good. Right, that's that done. Sorry, people, but they said they can't help me unless I send them a video. What? They can't understand it. It's complicated, I suppose. So still not got them, though. Good. Nice. I'll have to refresh it again. Bye. Okay, they're back. They're back. Right, hang on a minute. I think I can read. I've got them both. Wriggle. Been learning lots to turn my skills into dollars. Thanks. Wriggle, if there's anything I can help you with, you know my email. Not that I necessarily can, but also not that I necessarily can't. So if there's anything you want to run by me, I might have some knowledge or I might be able to put you on to someone who has. Feel free. Good. This is what we need to be doing. This is it. Thanks for the donation as well. Ah, Mr. Dub Power. You have some of my Bitcoin profit. If it collapses, I need it back. It is flying at the moment, Bitcoin. But the amount of Bitcoin I spent on heroin, I can't even look at it now because, you know, I have to try not to do the maths, but my brain will do it for me. And yeah, it's millions. That's nice. Thanks, life. But it is flying. Let's have a look at it right now. Let's see what Preve says. Good Lord, it's broken $40,000 a Bitcoin. I was buying them at $700. They're now $40, $40,480 one Bitcoin. Shit. I mean, I've got some, not even one Bitcoin, but you know, I used to have hundreds. Yeah, nice. That went well. Thanks, life. High five. Anyway, such is life. Whoever said addiction was a good thing? Also, Dub Power, I sent you something. I can't remember what it was. Maybe it was Illuminatus wanted me to send you something. Was that right? I did it, didn't I? I did it, didn't I? Thanks for the donation, mate. Yeah, that's over. There will not be a Two Stooges. I mean, there's half a chance me and Hugh will stream together, I suppose, occasionally, but no, that's over. That has finished. Well, this is the mad thing. This is a mad thing. Hang on a second. Yeah, there you go. I said I did. Yeah, I think I did it. DJ Painkiller says it's been stuck at that price for a week or so. Not a chance. On the 3rd of Jan, it was 34,000. On the 5th, it was 30,000. It hasn't. On the 7th, I'm looking at it now. On the 7th, it was 34,000. It has not been stuck at. It has not been stuck at 40,000 for a week. Unless you're saying 34 and 40 is about the same. I'm not saying that being rude. I suppose in some people's books that could be considered around the same. So, Powell Stooge. No, that's finished. That one's over. Mr. Campbell. Okay, so where can we find the last episode of the free? Yeah, that's gone. yeah. No, that Morgoth wouldn't stream with me on the regular. He wouldn't even. I doubt he'd stream with me once. That won't happen. You'll be surprised how much love isn't lost there. He's all right, though. I'm sure he thinks I'm all right, but I don't think we make content together. I don't make content like that anymore. You know, the only time I was talking about that stuff was on the Three Stooges. This is what I do. This is what we do. I'm into this. I think it works well. I think we've really found something good here. Community building, personal growth, looking good, getting fit, being successful in life. Illuminatus is up $1,000 this week. Lovely. It's a nice idea, Willow. Dan's done. You know, he's done. Because look, listen, if he done that, then someone else will say, Dan, come on, just come on for one last one. Then someone else would. He's done with it. He's done. I suppose we talked yesterday and, you know, let him go. Don't forget to get your yoga mat sorted. Right, listen. There's something else. Oh, yeah, you know Henrik. You know Red Ice Henrik was in here a couple of times. Well, according to his email, it was him. So I'm going to confirm that later. He's moving house, apparently. Stephen, thanks for that donation. I forgot to say thank you. He wants me to go on his show. And that'll be interesting, actually, because that's a place where I'll talk about this change in approach that certainly my channels make. And I think a lot of channels need to make. Hello, European housewife, on this wonderful Saturday morning. Nice to see you. Flammadiddler, I absolutely agree. We've done our work there, and it was a good. And you know, look, there's people like Mark and Laura doing their thing, and that's essential. But that's that angle. That's that angle. And that's good. But there's other angles. We need to approach this from many angles, you know? I did ban him, yes. But I've unbanned him since. And he said to me in the email, he said, stop fucking banning me. Right, let's have a look at this video. We've got 210 people in. I'm a bit disappointed Rags ain't in. I hope he's all right. Right, here we go. Here we go. Let's have a look at this video. It's only 3 minutes. It's a nice Saturday morning. I know it ain't really morning anymore. I've got to get my hair cut shortly, or they're going to be closed. Listen, I live like a pig when my missus ain't here. She's coming tomorrow. I've got to clean this house up. I've got to take the bins out. I've got to get my hair cut. I've got to tidy the bedroom up. I've got to mop the floor. There's so much to do tonight on the Saturday night, and I'll get very little of it done. And you know what? Bless her, when she rings me up and I'll be like, yeah, I'm just mopping the floor. She's always like, just don't worry. You know, we'll do it together tomorrow. But it's almost because she doesn't give a shit. It's almost because of that I want to do it. Anyway, let's have a look at this 3-minute video. It is on a talk show, but we can ignore that. Not a bag of rats, our pal, but almost certainly a bag of maggots by now. Yeah, not joking. Gross. Right, here we go. A little 3-minute video that's quite sweet. Hang on. I don't know if I've got the audio. Right, I have this time.
Little something for you from the band. I just wanted to say thanks for having me on your show and happy birthday.
Oh.
This is my wine gogi, and this is for your
Oh,
birthday.
that's
So
nice
happy
of you.
birthday.
Thank you very much. I appreciate
I am
that.
Pinot Noir. I hope you like that.
You make this yourself?
Yes, I do. I make
Do you
that,
stomp on it with your feet like they do in the
it's
old
a little
country?
more complicated than that.
and more hygienic than that
Yeah.
too, probably. What's the best gift you ever gave anybody? A birthday gift, whatever. Gift.
Well, I can remember kind of one of the most interesting was when I was about 12 years old. I was doing a television series called The Travels of Janie McPheeters, and Charlie Bronson had joined the show. And at that time, Charlie was kind of had a notorious reputation as being.
What year was this for Charles Bronson?
64.
64. Okay.
So this is before he became
Death Wish.
Yes, it was
Yeah.
before he became a big movie star.
Right. Oh,
And
wow.
so I was 12, and I heard it was his birthday.
Uh-huh.
So I went out. And I was thinking, what could I get him? So I think I got him a remote-controlled airplane, and I came to the set with it, and I gave it to him, and he just kind of looked at me and looked at the ground, and then he walked away. And I was like, okay, and the crew was like, Kurt, don't worry, Charlie, he's kind of, don't worry about it. And then just a few minutes later, assistant director said, Charlie wants to see you in his room. So I knocked on the door, and he opened the door, and he looked at me. And he just said, he looked at me, he couldn't even really look at me. He said, nobody ever really got me a present before for my birthday.
Oh, wow.
And I realized this was, and he said, thanks. He closed the door, and then later on, when it was my birthday.
Wow, that's the saddest thing I ever heard.
But then what came out of that was a little bit later, he knew that I liked skateboarding, and he got these fantastic skateboards for himself and myself for my birthday. So
he skateboarded?
And he started skateboarding. And then we were told one day, I was told that I couldn't skateboard around the lot on MGM anymore.
Oh, wow.
And so I stopped. And then Charlie said, hey, how come you don't skateboard anymore? Where's your skateboard? I said, they told me I couldn't skateboard anymore. And he said, who told you that? I said, that guy over there. So a couple minutes later, he had his skateboard and he had my skateboard. And he said, come on with me. And we went up to I think it was the head of the studio. And we just walked by the secretary, and he just walked in, and he said, hi, we're going to be skateboarding around the lot.
Lights with Charlie. Wow.
Absolute mandom. Nice story. Oh, nice story. I thought there of our hero and spiritual leader. Absolutely. Yeah, Kimmel's an arsehole, but we can look past him. Nicholas, he says to young Daniel, he says progress, not perfection, is what I'm aiming for. Nailed it, Mr. Rage. 10 days booze free. 10 in the chat. 10 in the chat. Massive 10 in the chat. 10 days, Rage. Rage. I remember you said to me, I love drink and no one's ever going to take it away from me. I fucking love it. And here we are. Girlfriend's on the phone. She won't be happy about this. Oh, come on. Hello, chicken. Me, I'm making a video right now while everyone just heard you say, you know, call me, yeah? How do you feel now? Darling, give me 10 minutes. 10 minutes. Give me 10 minutes. Bye. Right. Rage. Fantastic, my friend. Look at that. 10 days booze free, feeling much better. A whole new outlook for my own development. If I get myself back on track, it's better for everyone. And that is exactly what we're talking about. That is exactly what this whole thing is about. That's exactly what Dan is talking about. It's exactly what we do here. It's incredible. It's absolutely incredible. And listen, people, listen. Things change. Hello, Skin Scar. Are you all right, mate? Things change. Time is always passing. People grow, people develop, people change, people move on to new things. This channel's changed. This channel's a different channel. We do different things here now. And we get a little bit sad when things change. We get a little sad when people move on. And that's also all right. You're allowed to be a bit sad. It's okay. Just sit with it for a while. And just feel that sadness. It's okay. But I do think what Dan's doing is right. I think it's time we started looking at different strategies. And those strategies involve us. They involve us. Looking after ourselves. Is Chris at chrisdangerfield.com. Chris at chrisdangerfield.com. And it's about us looking after ourselves, us developing ourselves, us being successful in society, because that gives us power. And if we've got power, we've got a chance. If we sit around watching miserable videos all day long, getting angry, getting depressed, getting black-pilled, where does that end us up? So listen, people, have an absolutely cracking weekend. The missus is here tomorrow. She'll probably be here for about a week. So I'm not sure whether we'll get 2 videos every day, because it certainly does, you know, it really sort of, it screws our day around. The early morning one almost certainly, but the evening one, maybe I'll do some different times or whatever. But have a fantastic weekend. Look after yourselves. Look after those around you. And make your life happen. Make it count, because you only got one. And guess what? You're in it right now. That's it. This is it. There's nothing. You're not waiting for anything. It's not round the corner. It's not going to suddenly happen. Your life is happening right now. Ta-da!
All the world loves a lover. All the girls in every land are meant to know. The joy of loving is to live in the world of man. There's someone who's waiting for you. Soon the world will be yours for a toy. Music starts to play, night will turn to day. Darkness disappears when the one you love is near. You're in man. All the world loves the lover, all the girls in every land are meant to know. Joy of loving is to live in the world of mankind. There's a place that is waiting for you, a world where the best in life is free, where time is always spring, happiness is king. The dreams you dream come true when the one you love loves you. You're in man.
Make the most of your Saturday, people. Get those damn yoga mats ordered. And all this is going to be about now, the future, is being successful. Let's make our people successful. And then we'll be successful. It's that simple. Ta-da.
All the world loves a lover, all the girls in every land are meant to know. Joy of loving is to live in the world of mankind.
I'll see you at 4 o'clock UK time this afternoon. I'll have a cracking show, some good videos, some interesting stuff to look at, and the usual nonsense. Ta-da.